Welcome to the Purpose to Create podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Wright, business strategist, certified life coach, and founder of Purpose to Create. This is a space for purpose-driven creatives to clear the noise, fuel their creativity with resilience, and lean into their purpose. I share actionable strategies and insights to help you thrive, both personally and professionally. Hey friend, today we're talking about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, the art of becoming. You ever find yourself working so hard to reach a goal only to feel like the real work wasn't in the goal itself, but in who you had to become to reach it? That's where I've been lately, sitting with this question. Who do I need to become to fulfill my goals, dreams, and desires? And here's the thing. So often we focus on doing more. We chase strategies, external resources, and productivity hacks, thinking that's the key to success. But becoming isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are becoming in the process. Becoming isn't about checking off a list of accomplishments. It's about the internal transformation that allows you to step fully into your purpose. Becoming that version of yourself takes work, and that work is the work that we avoid. As I sat with this thought, a line from Lauryn Hill's X Factor came to mind. Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity. Now, listen, I know Lauryn was talking about relationships, but let's apply that to our personal growth in the relationships we have with ourselves. Who do we have to be to receive the life we desire? And listen, it's not to prove anything to anyone, not to fit into any expectation, but to align with who we are called to be. So in this episode, we're unpacking what it truly means to become the person aligned with your goals, how to move beyond limiting beliefs and into expansion, really tapping into the mindset shifts that support that transformation, and how to embrace the work even when it's uncomfortable. Success isn't just about achieving, it's about evolving. In the process, while messy and uncomfortable, and sometimes it requires us to let go of things we thought we always hold on to. And that's what we're going to get into today. The power of becoming. All right, so let me be real with you and set the tone for a second. And like I mentioned before, I had been sitting with this question. Am I ready to do the work that is required? We all have dreams. We talk about leveling up, about becoming that next version of ourselves. Are we ready for what that requires? Here's what I've learned. Becoming isn't just about the vision, it's about the process. In that process, it's uncomfortable, it's stretching, and it requires emotional resilience. So, what is emotional resilience, you might be thinking? Emotional resilience is your ability to bounce back from life's challenges and adapt when things don't go as planned. It's the difference between staying stuck in setbacks or using them as fuel for your growth. And let's talk about something we don't always hear, or at least I don't always hear. Becoming isn't just about discipline. It's about unlearning what no longer serves you. And also accepting what no longer serves us, because we know when it's time to move on from a season, but instead we choose to stay in it because it's comfortable. And maybe for you, that's letting go of the belief that you always have to have it all together. It could also look like the pressure to keep proving yourself to others. Or better yet, it's the idea that if it doesn't happen fast, it's not happening at all. Sometimes the hardest part of becoming isn't learning something new, it's releasing what no longer fits. One of the things I will say is that navigating fear and resistance can be a little bit tough, especially in my experience. So I'm going to talk about fear because fear loves to pop up when we're on the edge of growth. If not for you, I know for sure for me, it always pops up right when I'm right there. And it's just a humbling reminder that not all fear is the same. There's fear that signals misalignment, that gut feeling saying this isn't right for me. Then there's fear that signals expansion, that stretching feeling of stepping into something new. So how do you know which one you're feeling? And the simple answer is pay attention to your body. Does it feel like nervous excitement, like butterflies before stepping on a stage? Or does it feel like heavy dread, like something is pulling you back? The fear of outgrowing your current reality can be intimidating, but staying small isn't the solution. It's not even an option, if we're being honest. Here's what doesn't get talked about enough. Becoming isn't just about gaining something new, it's also about losing something old. And it reminds me, it's so funny because maybe over the last week or so, all of my daily devotionals, I've been hearing the same theme about you can't put new wine into old wineskins. People don't talk enough about the grief that comes with growth. Sometimes the hardest part of growth isn't stepping into what's next, it's letting go of what no longer fits. And maybe it's the relationship that no longer aligns, old habits that once felt comforting, or even an identity that you've carried for years. And that loss, it can feel lonely sometimes. It can also feel isolating. The people, places, and patterns meant for your next level won't require you to stay the same. You won't have to navigate the next level with unnecessary guilt or resistance because you trusted yourself to make a good decision for the season you are in. And listen, people aren't going to like it, but guess what? That's not your problem. This reminds me of when I decided to do solo episodes this season instead of interviewing guests. Now, in the past, I would interview guests because it made me feel comfortable. And I'm in a season of discomfort, but I am getting better the more that I do it. I'm learning to trust myself. I really had to practice what I was preaching, to trust that my voice matters and that people want to hear what I have to say. I recognize that someone is waiting for me to show up because there are people on the other side of my yes. And guess what, my friend? There are people on the other side of your yes, too. So imagine this with me. Imagine standing in a line for something you really want. It's finally your turn, your time. But instead of stepping forward, you look around, waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay to go when you already know. You hesitate, you second guess, you check for external validation, even though you already know the next best step. We expect transformation to happen fast, but growth is often subtle and slow. We don't always see progress while we're in it, but one thing I know for sure is that it rarely feels like a big moment of change. More often than not, it's small, it's subtle shifts happening over time that lead to a big impact. Have you ever looked back at an old version of yourself and realized you've changed in ways you didn't even notice? That's how growth works. So if you're in the middle of the process and wondering, why am I not there yet? Trust that just because you can't see the transformation right now doesn't mean it's not happening. One of the biggest mistakes we make is thinking that we have to be in constant motion. But sometimes the most powerful shifts happen in stillness. Rest isn't the opposite of growth, it's part of it. When you give yourself permission to slow down, reflect, and integrate what you're learning, you actually become more aligned, not less. If you're feeling the urge to push harder, maybe what you really need is to pause. I want you to take a purposeful pause with me for a second. Take a deep breath and let's sit with this for a moment. What's one habit, mindset shift, or daily action you can commit to today that aligns with who you are becoming? It doesn't have to be big. Small shifts create lasting transformation. Remember, small shifts make a big impact. Maybe it's choosing self-compassion over self-criticism. Maybe it's showing up consistently even when no one is watching, even when no one is liking your posts, even when no one is giving you feedback, even when no one is giving you a testimonial. Maybe it's finally trusting yourself to take the next step. Whatever it is, commit to that. Let this be the moment you stop waiting and start stepping into the version of yourself that is already within you. As you continue your journey of becoming, remember this. You don't have to have it all figured out today. It's okay to take things one step at a time, one decision at a time. Growth isn't a race, and transformation isn't a destination. It's an ongoing process of learning, unlearning, and evolving into the person you were always meant to be. So keep showing up for yourself and keep choosing growth. Thank you for listening to the Purpose to Create podcast. If you haven't yet, subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and send this episode to a friend. Until next time, keep creating with purpose.